Happy Wednesday. We're continuing the conversation around God's role in the work that we do. And the first part of this week, we focused on ways in which, how do we love God in the middle of our work and how it's God forming and shaping us. Today, I want you to think about how you actually love other people in the middle of the work that you do. Sometimes you may think about work as being, one of the most selfish or competitive or exploitative or dehumanizing aspects of life. And if you've experienced that when work is not giving and it's completely taking, or when it's just all drudgery, oftentimes you can recognize that someone in the midst of the working situation, system, team, organization that you're in may not be loving you or loving the employees or clients or customers well in the work that they're doing. And so when you experience the opposite of it, sometimes you know, oh, wow, there's a need for something different than this. And the Christian call to love our neighbor is actually one of the easiest ways to apply to the work that we do. For many of you, the work that you do, it's obvious just if you stop and think about it. We often run right past it, but if you stop and think about the basic services you provide or the goods that you create are ways in which you love someone else. If you produce a product that someone else needs, it is a way that you can serve them. If you deliver trucks and you take an item from one place to another, a company or an organization, an individual needs something and you're delivering that service to them. It's an amazing way to practically daily love your neighbor to do that. If someone needs an Amazon box, you drive an Amazon truck, you are delivering a good to their home and you are loving them very directly. It's worth stopping and thinking about it. It's worth stopping and looking around saying, how are people loving me with their basic actions and the work that they do? For others of you, though, this raises really complicated questions, right? This is how does the sales situation I'm in the middle of, that I'm about to, presentation how is it that I love my neighbor in the middle of that? How do I create shareholder profit or shareholder value? How do I create profit in the company in a way that actually loves other people well? Those can be much more complicated questions. And I actually think the Christian life has good answers to those, and people think through those things really well. But they can be easy or they can be complicated. Whichever one they are today, on this Wednesday, I'm just encouraging you to ask the question, how is it that the work I do is something that can love my neighbor well? To recognize that the common good is one of the ends or one of the goals of doing work well. And oftentimes, simply by showing up and doing excellent work, being a good team member, you're loving those in which you are surrounding today. Love can be one of those motivations that helps unlock difficult situations in work because you know you need to have a conversation with someone, you don't want to have it, you need to give some feedback, and actually the motivation to love them well, that's what you would end up doing. Or the motivation to do something that's honest instead of dishonest, to do something that's transparent instead of something that's hidden. That can be accomplished by reminding yourself that you have a desire to love other people in the work that you do. So love can be these great motivators and even boundaries for us in policies and other situations there. So wherever you find yourself today, in a classroom or in a boardroom or in a room in your own house, Zooming in, think about how you can love your neighbor well through the work that you do. Have a good